Joe, World Championship qualifying on the horizon, it's an event that you've successfully negotiated on several occasions, but there are a lot of different factors at play there. Players trying to get to the Crucible for the first time, and some even fighting to stay on the tour and keep their careers alive. How easy is it to avoid being dragged into the emotion at the event?
It's not easy. Obviously, with the amount of years I've been playing the game comes experience, and you learn how to deal with certain things. I think that's helped me in recent times to negotiate my way through the qualifiers. It's a real nerve-wracking experience, more so for those that are new to it and haven't played at the Crucible before. You know, it's most young lads' lifelong ambition is to play snooker at the Crucible, so there's a lot of nerves out there, but it's one of them things you have to just get on with, just knuckle down and just try and get through it.
Yeah, if I could take you back, I mean, you had a dream debut in 1999 beating Steve Davis, but in the years before that and in that year itself, what was it like when you were fighting to try and get to the Crucible for the first time? Did it feel very different at that event?
Yeah, it was one of the most horrible experiences I think I've had as a snooker player. I think I got beat to qualify at least 2 times. The final qualifying match, I lost to Fergal O'Brien and Tony Drago off the top of my head. And you just keep telling you just wonder if you're ever going to get to play there. And I think the time I actually first qualified, I was 8-1 up against Dave Harold, and he came back to 8-7. So you can imagine the thoughts that were running through my head, thinking I'm just never ever going to play at the Crucible. But once you get over it and you experience it, it's such a great feeling that it just really spurs you on to try even harder to get back there year on year.
And then after that win over Davey, as we've said before, it was a dream debut beating Steve Davis. There's a great picture, I think it was on social media, of you celebrating after winning that. What were the emotions like of winning that match?
Oh, I've won a major tournament, and I've won a few little ones, and I've had some big finals that I've come close in. But I think, all in all, when I look back at my snooker career, I think that will be the absolute highlight. You know, because the tournament I won in Thailand, I had none of my family members there or anything with me, but that day at Sheffield, I had all the lads from the club were there where I was playing. My dad was there, my brothers were there, and when I potted that final black, I looked up and I saw my dad hanging over the balcony, and it was just like an absolute dream come true for me. And I don't think I've ever experienced any emotion like that since, really, on the snooker table.
And just finally on this year, it was a close call whether you were going to get into the top 16 and be automatically at the Crucible. You just missed out. How do you feel heading into the qualifiers, given the lockdown and everything we've had?
I'm okay. You know, I know my game's not sharp, but then again, I don't think anyone's is going to be completely sharp. You know, we've had a little warm-up event, the Championship League, which was good just to get your cue out again. But all in all, it's going to be tough. It's going to be different to other years because you sort of go into the qualifiers knowing what sort of form you're in. And in the last few years, I've been in decent form going into the qualifiers. This time, we're just completely unknown, have no idea. So hopefully. And also the other thing to remember this year is that the matches are reduced. We're not playing best of 19s, we're only best of 11s. So that first match for me is going to be really tough and important. I get through that first one and get into the best of 19 stage.
Yeah, do you think that lack of sharpness that all the players will have, you can take then your experience, and that could come into play and you could use that as a tool to try and get through?
Well, that's the plan, hopefully. But you know, there's a very good chance I'll be playing someone that's got just as much experience as me, you know. There's a lot of guys on the tour now that have been on the tour for a very long time. I think the best you can hope for in the qualifiers is you play someone that's new to it and is really, really excited and nervous about getting to the Crucible for the first time, because I think that can work against them. But if you play someone who's been there many times, like myself, it's just another game of snooker.
Well, it's always a fascinating week of action at the qualifiers, and we'll look forward to watching you battle it out.
Thank you.